Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is your Sunday Brain Education Vibration Session, and this is Master Naz here from Brain Education Middle East. Nice to see each and every one of you. All right. Bina, what's up? Good to see you. Judy, thank you for coming here. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so let's give it another minute or so. And we've got some more coming in, I can see. Okay, so for today, it's going to be quite simple. We're just going to have a seat, talk a little bit, and then we're going to stand up, move a lot, and then move a little bit, and then sit back down. So you won't need much of the extra furniture or the mats today. Vibration session is going to be beautiful because I'm going to have like a full hour with you guys with it. So I really hope that you enjoy it. Munir Name's on the set, producing, mixing, everything happening. So I hope you guys are excited because I am. So yesterday's retreat was incredible. Tess and me, gold presents, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So just in case you guys wanted to know, yesterday, early in the morning, the Korean International Qigong Association, Sports Association, was airing the 8th edition of the International Online Qigong Festival. And our team here in Qatar, representing the Middle East, was actually presenting their first online choreographed Qigong team performance. And what that means is nice martial arts moves in a dance-like routine where everybody's moving harmoniously, and they actually judge based on eye coordination, hand gestures, synchronicity, team spirit, and they can actually judge where everybody's consciousness and mind is. Point is, 10 international teams participated, and we got number one! Oh my God! We got gold, and it was incredible, and I think everyone was really so happy, surprised that in just 2 weeks of rehearsing, you can really create one mind and develop a beautiful performance that everyone can be proud of. Thank you so much, Judy, for your congratulations. I really think that this is all all of us can be proud of, because those 12 that were in the team could have been anybody. Anybody could have come in, and if they just decide to choose to do something, one goal, one movement for peace, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And just a joke from Tess over there, she thought I bought it if she didn't know it wasn't me. Yes, I know you said that, so ha 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 ha. Heba, thanks for joining us all the way from San Diego. Appreciate you being here. Okay, guys, it's 7:08. Let's get things cracking. Vibration. Thank you so much for paying attention and your patience with that small announcement. But it's a very proud and a momentous moment for a Middle Eastern country to participate in an Asian competition and get gold. That's just like, right? So thank you. Can't speak enough about it, honestly. Ask me about it anytime you want. All right, so vibration today. It's the perfect dissipation. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. So that was what that said. Yes, it was. Okay. Vibration is going to be beautiful today because I think, especially for you to dissipate a lot of that excitement energy and try to find that zen and peace in it, but also any of that nervous energy, that anxious energy that gets you throughout the day. I believe that vibration is a really beautiful therapy and a modality that you can use to really access the deeper unconscious layers of your body. What I mean by that is that a lot of times when we feel different tensions inside the body, we don't necessarily know how to crack them. We don't necessarily know why we're tense in those parts or why we're not. Actually, some people may have these tensions and we wonder why we don't have them and why they do. And we just think that's just how they are, but it's not. It's a series of consecutive choices, life patterns, and life habits, actually, that have come together and culminated to preserve, keep moving and flowing, or stagnate different energy throughout your time. Say, for example, your parents had a certain outlook that they then passed on to you. You would also have a similar outlook that would affect the way you make your decisions and the way you behave, and also the way your energy moves because of that. Say, for example, you're generally more stern and stubborn. Then maybe you don't know necessarily, not that it's bad, just how to go with the flow. For example, a very simple skill for someone who knows how to do it, but for someone who's just, constantly planning, scheduling, executing on tasks and to-dos and whatnot, it's very hard for them to go out of something that isn't structured and go with the flow, for example. And what that means in terms of the body is that this part, particularly here, is the center for courage and confidence, but it's also courage of going into the unknown. So this entire region here, the middle of our back, right behind the solar plexus, and right here too, when we press in deep enough, we might feel some tensions. We might even feel some tensions in the middle of our back. So energetically, we may not be that brave to fall into the unknown. And that's a scary place. You don't know if you're going to be a success, especially people who are successful, because they build their successes based on past successes. Some of them may be venturous enough to go into a new area. We know they may be able to stretch, but they're stretching doing the same thing. But to go into something else completely takes a lot of bravery. You're walking in the dark. That's why some stubbornness in the right way is determination. Yes, absolutely. So it is a two-sided coin. Everything I say is a two-sided coin. It's on a spectrum. So like roots, tree roots, they dig into the floor. So when you have a lot of wood energy, you're pioneering. You have that element of pioneering because you're blind. But they require a bit of stubbornness too, right? Because they just have to dig. If they bump into other roots, like other trees, oh, I didn't see you there, they're not going to cower and hold back and not dig further. They're going to keep digging. But if they dig too deep and become too stubborn about their ways, like overtly ambitious, they might shrug people the wrong way. They might even hurt themselves as they braze onto people. That attrition becomes a bit too much. So it's a fine line. But yes, it's a spectrum. You can seem very stubborn for people or very crazy to people, but at the same time, it's that balance. And it's where you choose you want to be. And you can change your mind. You can be on this side of stubbornness. You could be on this side of cowardice. You could be on this side of going with the flow. You could be on this side of having an executive plan and then seeing it through to the end. But what I'm trying to say is with vibration, we're trying to uncover all the unconscious decisions, emotions, and then also bodily stagnations that result because of that we're not necessarily aware of. So where we feel stuck, body, is something we need to work on. You may be very good at executive tasks, but you may not be very good at going with the flow, and vice versa. You may be very good with the flow, but you're not necessarily brave enough to stick to a plan and not falter until the very end. So we're looking for the parts that we can make stronger, but we're also looking for the parts that are too strong, but maybe sometimes we can soften them up a little bit. Does that make sense? I hope it does. It's a much more easier explanation to go through philosophically. It probably takes a little bit more time to get into our heads, but I'd rather you feel it. I'd rather you experience it. And hopefully today is going to be about that. Experiencing, not necessarily consciously what that thing is, but the nature of it. Like if it's stubborn, if it's stuck, if it's tight, if it's comfortable, if it's relaxed. And then maybe if we go in deep enough, we can actually touch on the meaning of what that whole symbolizes. So this is one example with going with the flow versus confidence and bravery and all that stuff, and not cowering even to the stuff that is dark and not so easy to see. But there's other parts too, right? So for example, there's also honesty, emotional honesty. And we sometimes fall sick very often here and don't speak out with our full voice. And I don't mean expressing everything that's in your heart. I mean saying things that you wouldn't necessarily always say, or holding on to the things you wouldn't necessarily hold on to all the time. For example, all these different tensions throughout the body are going to expose what is not necessarily the strongest parts of it, but we want to go in there. That's why vibration is very exposing and at the same time healing. Thank you for that time and explaining a very simple concept of how the body holds that emotion, holds that thought, and at the same time how we can expose it and sense it physically, what's to our unconscious that we don't necessarily know or understand necessarily with our thinking. Hope that makes sense. Give me a thumbs up if you think that's okay. Marcy, I think that. Hopefully that's how I pronounce your name. Just saw your name come up. Thank you so much for joining us. This is your Sunday vibration session. All right, so let's get going. So all you need, like I said, is a seat at the end, and then you just need your body standing up. Let's get things rolling. All right, pack this away. Into positions, everybody. Make sure you got a good arm's length around you. Make sure the space is comfortable, so you don't need that much. And if you have people around you, like your friends, brothers, sisters, family, anything like that, if you bump into them, say, hey, nice bumping into you. Okay. Vibration, let's start up with dungeon tapping, warm up our body, okay? bending the knees a little bit, bending the hips a little bit. You want your joints, your especially lower body joints, nice and soft. Find your dungeon, or otherwise your dantian in Chinese, or second chakra, navel or belly button, 4 fingers down, right here on the waist. You want to imagine 4 fingers in. That's your mental target. And now we're going to go with our thumbs, like so. Wrap it up, not so tight, gentle fists. And then go ahead and tap in a nice sequence, rhythmic sequence, onto your dungeon. My knees are soft, remember, bent, and my hips are soft. If you have control over your hips, go ahead and tilt them forward so that your lower back is nice and relaxed as well as straight. And then keep going with a gentle tap, continuously in a rhythmic motion. Rhythm is going to be so important for us today because we're going to try and get into our brain stem. Our brain stem is mostly unconscious, autonomous. It kind of takes care of stuff on its own. It doesn't really need our conscious attention to really work things out, balance our heart, our circulation, all that stuff. What that also means is that because it works in rhythm, everything that I just described is rhythmic. Heart rate, circadian rhythm, circulation, we need to tap with rhythm. We need to activate that parasympathetic nervous system that tells our body to heal, that tells our body to kind of, regulate itself. And also do the things it knows how to do best, which is adapt and heal. Little known fact about muscles while we're doing this. You guys know what muscles are good for? Their number one function, number one before anything else. Maybe you might say exerting force, but if you said or thought anything like absorbing force, you'd be right. Muscles are there to protect the musculoskeletal system underneath. So if you bump into anything, you've absorbed the energy. So you don't cause as much damage to the more sensitive or stubborn parts. So even when you jump and you land, boom, your muscles absorb the landing. And actually, let's call it in terms of human biomechanics, you should be able to jump off the second floor of a building and land with no injury at all. That's how much absorption your muscles are supposed to use. So anyway, point is, yes, when you go into that homeostatic state, you can heal a lot of the things that don't necessarily are conscious to you. We want that. So let's get into rhythm, let's get into vibration, and we're trying to regulate the circulation, bring our mind to the dungeon. We're trying to keep our body warm and our mind cool. Focus is where you're tapping. Breathing out whenever you feel that heat, you want to cool down, breathe out. Good job. Keep tapping. Let's do it with a count now and get into a nice rhythm. You can even do a little bit of a bounce for 1, 2, 3, 4. Enjoy it a little bit. 5, 6. This is movement. 8, 9, 10. Let's keep going to 50. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My dungeon is soft. I'm not tapping strong, just tapping enough to feel the vibration to the middle of my body. 9, 30, 20 more. 1, 2, my knees are soft, hips are soft. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Doing well. Last 10. 1, 2, 3. Focus where you're tapping. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. And then go ahead and tap around your abdomen. So word to the wise, when we're tapping, make sure that when you feel something, let's call it a discomfort, breathe out. You don't want to hold it in there. You want to express it out through the body, just like how it got into the body. Also, notice your face and your expression. Comfort the face. You need to give a neural feedback to the brain to tell it that it's doing okay, even when it's feeling the discomforts. You're rewiring the programming, remember. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into our little bit of vibration. We're going to do the first part in warm up, and then we're going to do the full-on body vibration in the latter half. Okay? For some of you, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's get that going. All right, first up, feet are together. We're going to go with our hands interlaced up top. We're going to go to a side-to-side vibration, kind of like a bit of a warm-up, okay? So from here, all I'm doing is moving my elbows side to side. And if you can move your hands behind your head, so You're opening up the armpits a little bit more. That's even better. Your heart meridian runs through the armpits. And it's opening up more parts of your back, your spine. Stretching and pulling your meridian channels, the energetic channels running through your body. Sensitizing them, becoming more aware of where the tensions are, where the stiffnesses are. This is a bit of a warm-up. We should feel a little bit more heat by now. And the focus is in our ribs, in our rib cage, in our spine, maybe the low back, middle back. And if you feel it, good. Some of us may feel stitches or cramps inside the organs. Keep going otherwise. You can slow down, but don't stop. These pains are mostly somatic and they're perceived. They're not necessarily real. And this is even if people feel pain differently. Some of us may be really hurting in this movement and others may be very comfortable. Please don't compare because everybody is going to perceive pain differently. You can't just say, oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it because you have no idea what they're experiencing. But I'm telling you that regardless of experience, please be patient with your body, accept all the discomfort and ease through it with a gentle smile, relaxing the face like I mentioned, and breathing out. Well then, keep breathing out. Good. Woo. Oh, it's getting nice and hot. All right, so from here, relax, shake out the shoulders, bouncing a little bit. For some of us, it may look like a bit of a monkey posture with the elbows. Try your best to keep the elbows nice and straight and move the shoulders into a nice bounce. And if you can't keep with this tempo, vibrate at a different tempo, so half the speed, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's better than nothing. All I want to do is lift and drop the shoulders with their weight. You want to feel like a thud, like a vibration, like your arms really are tugging on the top of your shoulders. And if you're over here, you're actually not comfortable, not loose around the shoulder joint area, you go ahead. Vibrate at the speed or shake at the speed of which is best for you. And breathe out, of course. You're going to feel a lot of respiration come up through the chest. Exhale it out right away. That's all unconscious tension leaving the body. Good. Lifting up, dropping down. Lifting up, dropping down. Lifting up, dropping down. Lifting up, dropping down. Let's do it with a count. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and again. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Good job. All right, here we go with another shake. We're going to go a little bit wider this time. Go for Tarzan and Jane of the Jungle. So, that kind of thing, right? Elbows at shoulder height, knees bent, hips slightly bent like you're sitting on a high chair. And now we're going to go side to side again, just like how we did here, but with wider arms. You're going to feel it a little bit different in your spine. All right, coming up over here. Yeah. So best to propel your chest up. I do want the solar plexus, the part in the middle of the back, to feel this. You may feel it in your low back too. In the beginning, it may seem easy, no worries, then good, keep that going. We do want to loosen up different parts of the vertebrae. And if you can do it a little bit faster, great. You notice that my head is not really moving all that much. I'm moving my arms in order to affect my spine. And then exhaling. You're going to feel the heat come up to your head. As soon as you do, exhale out. And you may even feel like your chest is a little caught, stubborn with some air. Breathe that out too. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you for your patience with my repetition. I repeat in case any newcomers come in or in case I need to emphasize something, which I feel I often do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Let's do 10 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Good. All right. Getting into a bit of a different vertical shake this time. Not the shoulders. We're going to do the monkey thing with the elbows, but a little bit higher up to the armpits and then sweeping down. Notice when I sweep down, my knees will need to feel, the rest of me needs to be very soft, right? So I'm bouncing almost as I'm sweeping the sides of my body. So we need this to be an overall full shake. 2, 3. Imagine like I'm literally scrubbing off the dust off my shirt, right? That's what we're doing. 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out. 9, 10. And again. 2, 3, 4, 5. I did slow down the counting. It's on purpose. 6, 7. Bouncing the knees and the hips. 8, 9, 10. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa. Please feel your body. I need you to actually notice if your spine's different, your arms feel different, if they're lighter, if your chest is a little bit more relaxed. Now on to the next horizontal vibration. These are all warm-ups, remember. Full body comes later. Knees slightly bent, hips slightly bent. Up here, we're going to change the axes on it. And we're going to work our way down the spine into the washing machine. I love the washing machine. Okay, over here, shoulder height with the elbows. We're going to move and twist from side to side. At this point, we want our hips fixed. So bend the hips, bend the knees, squeeze the butt a little bit so it doesn't rotate with you. You know, you don't want to do one of these. I don't know what this dance is called, but not yet. That comes later. Okay, the twist, I think, right? Elvis, the twist. Okay, let's get going. Okay, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Manira's giving me a new track. Oh, I know this one. Okay, here we go. 3, 4, get into it. And by into it, I mean your body. Your spine, feel out your shoulders. Rhythm is only there to help you get into the flow. You really need to feel like you're moving in flow, in rhythm. If you feel clicks and clacks, please don't be afraid. Whatever you do, at least observe it. You can be concerned, but don't fall into that general emotion of fear. It's a very weak emotion. Even if things happen, like click, something happened, I wonder what that was. If you can keep going, most likely it's just your body doing its thing. Loosen it down. Good. Keep going. We're going to spend a little bit more time in these twists because we really want to expose. But if you just do it senselessly, mindlessly, there's no real benefit. You need interest. You need to actually be interested in the outcome, what you find, what you discover, what you realize. So this is you excavating the quarry of your body. You're digging each time, layer by layer. And the more ready you are on the inside, the easier it'll come up to the surface. The good thing is you're coming to a meeting. Both the inside is coming up, you are going down. So keep moving. And I really want you to have that mind, that intention. It makes the conscious much more powerful. I want to discover me. And if you think you know who you are, then find out how much you are, your value, how much power is in here, double the tempo. How much latent power can we really exhaust? Or can we exhaust it at all? Can we keep going? And this isn't just this training, this isn't just this exercise, this is everything. This is your life, these are projects, these are your relationships. How much more love, energy, devotion can I put in each one of them? And it's all our choice, right? We don't have to put it in everything, but we can put it where we want, when we want, how we want. So choose it now, here. Move it down. Solar plexus region. Notice my hips aren't moving yet. I'm still focused mostly on twisting and untwisting the spine. You might feel a little bit of a cramp, bit of a muscle twist. The wider the range of motion, the more open. Yes, so don't stay to this, gentle vibration. You can, but if you feel like there is more, go wider on it. Change the tempo. Boom, 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 boom. Tempo and rhythm. Tempo and rhythm. Tempo and rhythm. tempo and rhythm. Here we go. Tempo and rhythm. Tempo and rhythm. You should see Munir. She feels like she's on a drum set. She's like, she's vibrating in her chair. Here we go. Tempo and rhythm. All right, we're getting to those organs. Low back, anger, fear. Here we go. So now we're doing a bit of a power walk. But our hips are still. Don't move those hips just yet. Don't move those hips just yet. We'll get to that washing machine. Keep twisting. You're gonna feel it in your lower back, maybe even your sacrum, depending on your body structure. We're gonna feel it in our kidneys. And then we're gonna think, is this right? It's gonna feel a little awkward. That's okay. Just because it feels the way it feels doesn't mean it's wrong or good. That's our judgment, that's our information, based on what we think we know. We need to change how we think. We need to change what we think we know, even about ourselves. All right, washing machine. You guys ready? Basically, hip forward on the opposite direction, hip forward in the opposite direction. So if my left goes back, hip left goes forward. If my right goes back, hip right goes forward. And here we go. Here it is. So it's a hip twist. We're getting some real exaggerated spinal twists here, but we're also moving our palms, our hands in the same tempo and rhythm, opposite. So this is one tempo. You can see it, but you can also double up on it. You can find the beat between the beat. Oh, are you feeling it? Get into the organs. Shake, make them feel like they're fluid. Organs are fluid. You need to imagine like your entire body is made of water. It is mostly made of water. So imagine the content of water, the quality of water, the nature of water. Fluid, just like the vessel it's in. If you put it all in a balloon, your body's the balloon, and you wiggle the balloon, there are no hard objects inside that bounce around the walls of the balloon. It's just water. Make the insides that soft. Keep going. That's it. And about this time is when we start to feel all those stitches. Maybe in your liver, your stomach side, this is very honest. You will notice what tensions rise and your emotional reactions to them. And I feel like, that's not so nice. And that, would you describe it as fearful? Agitated? This? Yes. It's very honest. That's the emotion that we have trapped inside. So please, don't judge it. Don't judge yourself. It's not the time. I want to observe it. Okay, I got a little bit of agitation in me. Noted. Okay, I got a little bit of loneliness or some sadness in me. Some worry. Yes, I have that too. Even if it's a little bit. And then at this point, we might feel some tightness or pains inside the chest. Yes, even though we're moving the organs. This is connecting to our heart, right? Solar plexus is moving in and out. Our heartscape is going to be feeling it. You might feel some cringing pains. And how does that make you feel? Please observe. This is a very conscious movement. Does it leave you feeling worried? Oh, what is that? Or does it make you feel like, why do I have this much pain? Why is my body like this? Blah, 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 blah. All these things. Heba, I have pain on the right side of my stomach, here. Liver, good observation. Generally, and this is a big rule of thumb, big paintbrush, liver, anger. And anger can mean many different things. Lack of control over the environment when you desire control. Frustration with, let's say, circumstances that you don't necessarily know how to change. Agitation when it comes to people's reactions. Sometimes leaders, pioneers, like we said earlier, trees, root and our leaders, but not everybody follows them to the same speed that they do. They have a vision. Why aren't you getting it already? Why aren't you understanding what I'm trying to tell you? It could be our kids, it could be people who work with us, it could be our bosses, it could be vice versa, people who work for you. All of that stuff represents that leader mentality and the friction they feel with the environment around them. All of that is in the liver, can you imagine? But well done on finding that. We got a little bit left. Keep going. I know it's been a while, but we really want to get through it. Pain is not your destination. Pain is just an observation. It's a signboard on the way to your destination. And your destination is your true self. So you got to get in there. You got to find that power. Realign your energies. Reset your intention. Reset your goal, your direction. You need to be earnest and sincere. It's casual. You know, like, I'm going to get there. Takes a year, takes a day, single moment choice. It's going to happen because I chose it to. Good. Slow it down. And I believe we are now warm enough where our circulation is running around the body. B, cool enough up here to be able to observe different things. C, let's see. Yeah, it's just time. Feeling. Okay. Very simple anatomy of this current movement. We're looking at a jerk. So this is a drop of the knee, kind of like you're jerking your knees forward and almost like you're sitting your hips and then straightening it. The reason why sometimes I like to focus on hips sitting is because it's a little bit distracting from your knees. And that could be a good thing because your hips are the stronger joint. So if you focus on sitting your hips, you don't have to bear the burden of focusing on your knees if they're already in pain. So I'd rather you focus on sitting the hips and then straightening the hips rather than bending the knees. But if it's easy for you to focus on the knees and you're not feeling any discomfort, great. But even if you get to that discomfort point, focus on a general shaking of the entire body. So whether this is the engine or this is the engine, you want the rest of you to be nice and comfortable. You want the rest of you to be soft. Notice how my hands swing. My fingers even. You want to imagine as though our destination is something we call Yulio. Now, for a lot of you, I haven't mentioned this term before. Yulio, like yo-yo, but with an L in the middle. Yulio. And what that means is the general flow of life. And I want you to get there. What does that even mean? Everything is ebbing and flowing. Air, moving past you, back and forth. Earth, you progress through the earth and you draw back to your home. Everything is in a constant cycle. Waves, in and out. And then things, right? They kind of yo-yo back in and out of place. Relationships in and out of our lives. Work, coming to us, coming from us. Money, in and out. That flow is yo-yo. It's like the general ebbing and flowing of the universe. Like each and every component and the whole thing was breathing, respiring, inhaling and exhaling, expanding and contracting. Suddenly we're in success and suddenly we're trying to thrive while shrinking. Suddenly we're in collapse, we're retreating. Suddenly we're bold and boasting. So we don't have to be in any one place, but it's about being in yo-yo, being okay with that ebb and flow. And so I want you to make the rest of your body so relaxed that it's so easy to get into a rhythm. Now this rhythm isn't necessarily yo-yo, but it's triggering a rhythm inside of you. So I want you to connect with the music only to your internal rhythm. So you can even lower down the volume, even of my voice, so long as you're vibrating and feeling a general beat inside your body. A rhythm where you're shaking and you feel it's constant, almost to the point where you've forgotten about it. Like everything is just moving naturally, automatically. Then you're there. Now, your only function is to release enough tension to allow so much to flow through you that power surges up. So watch the body. Watch what's tense and watch what's not. What have you really let go of? Why is your back still holding on? Why are you looking like this? Is your back really bursting out? Okay, if your body's good, great. What more can we open? Now, can we move up the body? Can we open it up a little bit more? Can we shake out? What's holding you right there? What's holding you? Is it the emotion that you look silly? That you feel funny? What am I doing? What kind of training is this? This looks like a bit like dancing. What's in your mind is telling you to stop? And I want that to be deleted. Because it's not about how it looks like. It's what's stopping you from doing it at all. And that thing that's in the way is in the way of many things in your life. It's in the way of many things approaching your life. It's in the way of many things entering your life. These are the thoughts, the very things inside your mind I want deleted. If it meant more power, if it meant less frustration, if it meant less control because you didn't need control of these things. If you controlled what entered into your life, imagine what you didn't know could have entered. If you controlled what came out of you, imagine what bad things could have come out of you that you didn't need to control at all. Move like that. So liberate your movement. Liberate your feeling. If you feel you don't usually move like this, great. You'll need access to a new part of your brain. You need access to a new part of your mind. You need to change the way you move. You need to change the way you behave. You need to change the pattern of what you think you usually do. And that's exactly the point. If you really want to change in your life, you have to change everything. Not just the circumstance, not just what job we have, what roles we hold in our life, but the thoughts we hold about ourselves. Oh, that's not good enough for me. Oh, I don't do that kind of stuff. Whatever. Let it go. Because if you don't, well, you've just adopted stagnation and stillness, unmoving, unchanging. I'm sorry to say, is death. Movement is life. Life keeps moving, keeps changing. So change the way you move. Change the way you interact with yourself. Go silly on yourself. Go crazy on yourself. Make a nice sound. Eventually you're going to have to make sounds like I am. Whether it's whether it's talking to yourself. Yes, I can. Who said I couldn't? Anything like that. You need a voice emotionally. Be honest with yourself. See what's inside of you. Take it out. Because not taking it out is not being honest either. If you want it out, let it out. Yes, frustration inside of you, this is your chance. Let out that frustration, release it. There's no one you're gonna be hurting if you do. This is you and you. No one else is watching, and if they're doing it with you, then they're watching themselves too, just like you are. This isn't for anyone, this is for you. Do it for you. Do we have another track? Oh, we have another track. Oh my God, we're gonna go crazy. Oh, I want you to be crazy. I really want you to break your own barriers. I want you to break your plateaus. I want you to break your own frontiers. Where you thought you can go, take one more step beyond that. Surprise even yourself. Make that your mantra. Make every moment an epiphany. Make every moment a new surprise, even to you. And through all the surprises, become no surprise. And how amazing and powerful you are. There's no surprise either. You just can do it. Anything. I'm not here. Yeah, I can do that. Do it now. This kind of power, this kind of honesty, this kind of no limitation means if I ask you to sing at this very moment, you would do it in a heartbeat. In less than a heartbeat. Ah! Raise your voice to it. Be proud of what you have. Ah! God gave you a body and a voice. If you don't use it, oh dear Lord, I don't think he'll be happy that you didn't use the full potential of the gift he gave you. If you want to look at it from that perspective. And you say, well, why rely on yourself? You know, we have God, right? Well, he created you in the best fashion, the best version of yourself. If you didn't use it, you didn't use what God gave you. So relying on yourself is relying on God. So please do that. Use yourself. Use everything inside of you. Make it outside of you. Bring it through. Bring it through. Más fuerte, ¿no? Follow that rhythm. Dig inside now. We're inside. We're inside. So it's not about the outside anymore. It's about what's inside of you. Move in a different way each time. Get into it. Get into it. See how soft your body's become. Is it still holding on? Is it still stubborn? Don't turn off the channel. Don't think, oh, that's enough. I've done enough. No, no. You never know what's enough. You never know how much you can open. Just check your body. Be honest with yourself. Are you stopping because you've had enough? This is how much I can open. Well, that's limited. See how much you can open. There's nobody watching here. I'm not recording you. You're watching me making a fool of myself. Make a fool of yourself in turn. I'm putting it out there. Let's go. Keep moving. Different. 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 Experiment with it. Come on. Move. Make it about you. Not even about the trainer anymore. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you how to move your arms. I'm asking you to just simply move. And every time you think different, every time the word different comes into your mind, change what you do. Change what you do. Change the direction. Change the direction. Even turn it around. Anything is okay. And I want you to feel that. I want you to actually feel like anything is okay. And if you have that mentality, anything in your life can become access to you. When you say, I don't know if that's okay, probably is. And that's your mind getting in the way. Keep it going. Couple minutes. Keep breathing out. Let it go. All those tensions, all those limiting factors, all those thoughts in the way. If you're feeling pains inside the chest, good. You're discovering. Go through them. Don't stop at them. Go through them. Don't stop at them. Your destination is not the feeling. Your destination is the realization that everything goes through you, and you decide, you control what goes through you. And just like taking control, it's also surrendering. You realize that riding the wave is the same thing as the wave carrying you. Please, at this moment, stand steady. Feel your body. That throbbing sensation inside your palms, that pulsing sensation in your blood, that breath ebbing and flowing. Please feel this flux, like the only thing breathing, or it's not just your breath, it's breathing. Your skin seems to feel like it's expanding and contracting. Your blood, it's like there's this energy around you, like a bubble you're inside. And that's ebbing and flowing, that's contracting and expanding. And your mind too, racing with all these thoughts and coming back, racing with all these thoughts and coming back. Let it flow. Please be mindful at this point. Mindful meaning not trying to control what you feel, how you think, but watching it just. See how many different thoughts rush into your mind. See how many different thoughts rush out. See how no thoughts come in. See how no thoughts come out. Notice the circulation around your body. See what you feel. See what you don't feel. Don't try and control what you feel or don't feel. Feeling the heart or not feeling. It's still feeling. From here, let's ride this wave together. Dangmu. Do you feel this? You've flown so high with your vibration that now all you're doing is getting yourself over to what your body wants to do. I want you to give yourself over to what your body wants to feel. I want you to give yourself over to what your body feels like doing. And you can be honest also. What I mean is, please follow only your feeling, not what you think is right or how you think you should move. Even if what you think is right is to copy me. This is Dan Mu. Mu means nothing. There are no rules here. From that nothing, you realize it's the purpose of life, nothing, and you would be right. There is no purpose. But in that realization, you come to an existential crisis. Why am I here? What am I doing? Only what you choose to do. And if you want to call that a purpose, then go ahead. But you're here. Do what you choose to do. God placed us somewhere to see what would happen, see what would we create. So what do you want to do? Out of nothing, that can be very scary. And that's the bravery I was talking about earlier, the one here. When you choose to find the olio, that flow, and from nothing, create something. If I were to tell you that the most powerful functioning feature inside our brain is that, create, how scary is it if I told you your life was a blank canvas? Nothing you had to be, nowhere you had to go. You didn't even know where that would look like on a map because there is no map. The blank canvas. And that's what I'm talking about. Can we literally create our own destinations? Can we free our mind enough to imagine what they would look like? And if we had a goal, what would be the standard for that? Our own, one we create, not what others tell us we think we need or we should. There are so many young people out there that need to hear exactly that. They're not trying to bring down a system. They're realizing the truth. There needs no system to be at all. And that's the realization. Creating standard becomes a very individual thing. You decide if you're enough. You decide if what you're doing is right. You decide what you want to do at all. Not based on social standard. Not based on heritage or culture. This is a movement that goes beyond belief systems, culture, or heritage. And the reason why I attack those, I'm attacking those, is because we identify too much with them. And they sometimes limit us. And a lot of it is good. But you know what I mean when I say sometimes we hold on to the very things too much, like trying to hold on to sand. You squeeze on it, it slips right through the hole. There's a lot that we hold on to too dearly, too much, attached. Why are you attached? Are those strings real? Would you really lose it if you let it go? If you don't identify with it, did you really lose it at all? It's still there. But you're still doing you. You're still creating. You're still discovering. You're still moving. And you're still changing. It'll be there for you if you want to. Remember, this is your canvas, right? So you can bring pieces back in. You can throw pieces back out. And that's how beautiful it is. Why be so scared about letting things go when you know that you could create all of it all over again? That's the beautiful thing about a canvas. Sweep, 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 sweep. Paint, 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 paint. You're the artist. And believe me, I know how scary this can be. But what about this? What about that? You can hear your mind talking and racing, right? But that's the mind you need to turn off. And it's okay if you turn it off. I know. It's scary. What about this? What about this standard? What about, this is right and this is wrong. And I'm not saying that it isn't right. I'm not saying that it isn't wrong. But I want you to notice the nature of your mind. You race to it out of fear of losing it. And that's not the right mindset about things you know are right or things you know are wrong. You don't need protecting. They don't need defending. You don't need protecting. And you don't need to be defensive either. You don't need to be scared. That's the mind I'm attacking. It's not the things. It's your attachments and your relationships with them. That's the mind we need gone. That is Dan Mu in the true essence of its form. Creating something from nothing. Guys, that was vibration. Just your regular average grade education class, Sunday night. Amazing. Okay, please, you can go ahead and have a seat. Let's chit chat for a little bit on what the hell just happened. Okay, so this is a pretty cool session, I think, with vibration, because you really experience and discover how many different things you can do with your body and how many different things you can feel from doing those things with your body. That's what makes this program so special, in the sense that brain education really helps you heal your brain by way of the body. And how many different things can you do to your body? Always feel so beautiful after. Thank you, Dina. Thank you for that comment. I love that. So go ahead, please give me your sharing if you realized anything, if you did come up to those stumps, those mindsets that you found yourself caught in or trapped in for a little bit, and how hard, I know they're so hard to just overcome. That's why strong training is necessary. We need to feel how stubborn our mind can actually be sometimes to shake that off. I do hope you enjoy it. Heba, thank you so much for being here. Judy, Marcy, thank you. I think that's the first time you come into a vibration session, so I hope you enjoyed it. Gina as well, and Tess. Tess says, I am being. Thank you. Woo, I am just being. Yes. As usual, amazing. Thank you, Heba, for that comment. I really appreciate it. And look, this session, I'm thankful now that we've had the technology, we've upped our skills a little bit, that everything we do live on the Zoom is broadcasted direct to YouTube and Facebook, meaning this link is going to be up there, this entire sequence, just like the way you experienced it today. Meaning if you ever wanted to try it again, bam, click play. And if you ever felt like, hey, you should just try a class, throw this one out to them, oh, maybe you should try Qigong, boom. Maybe you should try vibration, boom. Maybe you should try, gut breathing healing, boom. So that's what I want. I'd like to really spread and share. Help me share it to like 30 million people by 2025, for God's sake. That's my goal. I've created it, or I've created the standard for it. Thank you so much for an amazing feeling, Judy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, Marcy, thanks for sharing your gift with us. I really enjoyed this first session. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for your honest sharing. I really appreciate it. I do hope you felt great and that you did benefit from this. That is the main goal. So just to remind you of our general overall mission, if in case you didn't know, Hong-ik Ingan Ihwa Sege. Yes, it's a mouthful, but Hong-ik means widely benefiting humanity. Ingan means character. That means that's the result, that's the symptom, but our target is the character, an individual that widely benefits humanity. Because if that character can change themselves, Iwasege, the latter half of that mission, you thus rightfully harmonize the world. It's kind of like that scene from Rocky at the end of Rocky 3. If I could change, and you could change, everyone can change. That kind of thing. So. That's how he sounds like. I'm trying to imitate a Sylvester Stallone character. Okay. All right, you guys, it's been fun. It's 8 p.m. I won't take much of your time any longer. Thank you for really, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for joining me in this session. I'm eternally grateful. Even if these sessions are for free, I know what it means to dedicate an hour of your time where you could have been anywhere else. We've only got 24 of them in the day. That's huge for me. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Kamsamda, Master Maz, out. See you on Tuesday for Instagram and Thursday for our Zoom again. Bye.